The gate log showed my daughter exited the community at 10:42 a.m. She was 12 years old. She couldn't legally leave alone. And she had never left without telling me. Yet the HOA system recorded it as approved community assignment. That's when I understood something far worse than kidnapping had happened. My daughter wasn't missing. She had been sold. That morning began like hundreds before it. Sunlight crept through the curtains, and the smell of toast filled the kitchen. My daughter, Isla, sat at the table with her books spread out, humming softly while she highlighted lines she thought were important. Isla had a physical disability that affected her mobility. She moved slowly, carefully, and with determination that humbled everyone who knew her. I had raised her to be polite, respectful, trusting. In hindsight, those qualities made her vulnerable. Back by lunch, I told her as I left for work. She smiled. "I'll be right here, Daddy." Those words followed me all day. As assistant commissioner, my life revolved around law, order, and systems. I believed in procedures. I believed in oversight. I believed that structures existed to protect people, especially children. That's why I chose an HOA community. Cameras at every entrance. Digital logs. Background-checked staff. A board that promised transparency. Or so they claimed. Her real name was Margaret Lewis, but everyone called her Karen behind her back. She was the HOA president for 6 straight years, not because people loved her, but because they feared her. She knew every rule by heart. She knew every family's business. She knew who struggled, who worked late, who needed help. And she believed that gave her ownership over people's lives. Especially children. 2 weeks before Isla disappeared, Karen stopped her during a walk. "You're home a lot," Karen said sweetly. "Yes, ma'am," Isla replied. Karen crouched slightly. "Do you know how to clean?" "Yes." "Cook?" "A little." Karen smiled wider. "That's good. Very good." Isla told me later that something about that smile made her uncomfortable. I should have listened more closely. Soon after, emails started arriving. All residents must participate in community contribution programs. Then another. Certain households may be selected for special assistance roles. When I asked what that meant, Karen replied, "You'll be informed if selected. No forms. No consent. No explanation." That silence was deliberate. I was in a meeting when my phone vibrated. A neighbor's message. "Your house door is open. Karen's inside." I called immediately. No answer. When I reached home, the house was empty. Isla's shoes were gone. Her backpack missing. Her room untouched. Only one thing was different. The HOA compliance notice taped neatly to the fridge. Karen answered when I called. "Your daughter is safe," she said calmly. "Where is she?" I asked. "With a family that needs help," she replied. You were unavailable. The community stepped in. My grip tightened on the phone. You had no authority. Karen laughed. The HOA has discretion. That sentence ended her freedom. I didn't shout. I didn't threaten. I activated protocols. Within minutes. Community gates sealed. Digital access logs frozen. HOA financial accounts flagged. Private security detained for questioning. Karen still thought she was in control. She wasn't. Money never lies. Karen had received donations labeled as temporary domestic assistance. 3 payments. 3 families. Same amount. 1 note attached. Child suitable for light household duties. That wasn't community service. That was human trafficking. The address led to a quiet suburban home an hour away. Officers knocked. A woman opened the door, confused. We paid the HOA, she said nervously. They said the child belonged to the program. Belonged. My chest tightened. Isla was in the kitchen, standing on a stool, washing dishes too heavy for her hands, her leg brace visible beneath borrowed clothes. When she saw me, she froze. "Daddy," she whispered. I crossed the room and knelt. "You didn't do anything wrong," I said before she could speak. Her shoulders shook. She said I had to help to earn my place. No sirens. No shouting. Just quiet authority. Isla was wrapped in a jacket and escorted out gently. She held my hand the entire time. Karen was arrested that evening in front of the HOA office. No screaming. No resistance. Just disbelief. "You can't do this," she said. "I run this community." I looked at her calmly. "You exploited a child," Karen claimed. She was teaching responsibility. The father was negligent. The child was idle. None of it mattered. Intent was documented. Payments recorded. Witnesses confirmed. Charges filed. Kidnapping of a minor. Human trafficking, domestic servitude. Abuse of authority. Civil rights violations. HOA rules do not override federal law. Neighbors came forward. Other children questioned. Other assignments revealed. Karen hadn't started with Isla. She had simply gone too far this time. When asked how she felt, Isla said, "She told me I was lucky someone wanted me." The room went silent. That sentence echoed through the courtroom. Karen was convicted. Not because of my position, but because the truth was undeniable. Power without consent is abuse. The HOA was dissolved. Leadership removed. Policies rewritten. Oversight imposed. But trust, once broken, doesn't return easily. That night, Isla slept in her own bed. Before sleeping, she asked softly, "Am I still part of the community?" I kissed her forehead. "You're part of a family. That's enough." When authority forgets humanity, it becomes dangerous. And when someone treats a child like property, justice responds. Completely. Relentlessly. Without mercy.